How's it going, everybody? Ethan Purcell here, back again for another episode of Meet the PAWS. This is episode 10. With me here, as always, is Mary Wilson. She's the board president of Contra Valley PAWS here in San Angelo. And Mary, who do we have here today?
This beautiful young man is Pretty Boy.
Pretty Boy.
He's 4 months old, and he came into the shelter with his 3 siblings and his mother. They were owner surrendered. So he's looking for his forever home, as is his siblings and his mom. He's a very sweet little boy, and his siblings look nothing like each other. One of them looks like a German Shepherd, one of them looks like a long-haired Dachshund, and one of them looks like a Chihuahua. So we're guessing that Pretty Boy is probably Dachshund Chihuahua mix,
Nice.
But that's just a guess.
There could be some other stuff thrown in there.
Right, there could be some other things thrown in there.
Thank you for being here, Pretty Boy. I appreciate it.
But he hasn't been neutered yet since he's a new arrival. And so it'll be a little bit before he's ready to be adopted, because he must be neutered and have his first round of shots at least, before he can be taken home.
Well, I'm sure after all that is complete, it won't be long. He is
no,
a pretty boy.
He is a sweetie, and he's so sweet. And if you can't see it on camera, he's got the definite Chihuahua shakes.
Oh.
The Chihuahuas, for some reason, seem to really shake. Bless their hearts.
That's okay. That's all right.
But he's a sweetie, and he gives sweet puppy kisses.
Well, and we can say with full honesty that he gets along with cats. We're back here in the cat room, and before the camera started rolling, a cat jumped up in my lap, and they were very cordial and nice.
Yes, they were. Yes, he's a sweet boy.
So he's friendly. He's friendly with all animals.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. Well, let's hop into the couple things that I wanted to discuss today. First thing is, it's been almost a year to the day.
Yes.
Since the big flooding that went through San Angelo.
Yes.
Talk to me about what you remember from that day here at PAWS.
In conjunction with the rescue operation after the flood, PAWS, with coordination from Nationwide Rescues, over 500 animals were saved from here, and they've all been adopted. Some of them initially went to other rescues, but they have all been adopted since they've arrived there. And they've all gone into loving, very wonderful homes. And PAWS just doesn't partner with anyone just on their namesake. We do research to find out if they're a legitimate, well-run organization where the animals are treated as they should be, and before they would ever leave our facility. So we want to prevent the situation that Junction had when a rescue, some people volunteered to drive 60 dogs to a rescue, and they'd stopped in Junction and let them all out. And some of them were hit by cars.
Goodness.
I mean, so there are disreputable people out there in the rescue markets. So you just have to be extremely careful, and we take every precaution we possibly can to make sure that it's a reputable organization and the animals are going to be treated well.
Yes, ma'am. Well, speaking of reputable organizations, I'll talk about one that I remember y'all working with. The Wings of Rescue.
Yes.
That was a very cool one. I remember
Yes.
going out to the airport early in the
Yes.
morning. Y'all the animals were in different crates, dogs and cats, loaded them up on an airplane.
Yes.
They brought some food to PAWS, some supplies. So it was like a trade-off, and then they flew these pets out to states where they're going to be more needed. That happened right after the flood.
There are several airborne rescues, and they're all equally wonderful because they donate normally their time and to fly animals all over the country and to help them find loving homes. And they're wonderful, wonderful organizations and wonderful people.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to ask you about the response. I mean, because the flood rolled in. What was it like here at Contra Valley PAWS? Was it just people bringing in animals? Was it just your trucks dropping off animals? What was that like
Well,
those days?
since I wasn't here, I don't know that I can really answer that question, but I know that the shelter was just inundated with them. And so, as a result of the shelter being inundated with them, we were also pulling as many as we possibly could, as fast as we could.
Right.
But our facilities have a capacity limit also.
Sure.
So, it was chaotic, to be honest. But we did the best we could, and we managed to save that many.
500
yes,
animals.
yes. So, and it wasn't only just us.
Sure.
We worked with a lot of rescues, and it was people that were caring and wanted those animals to be saved.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, it's just a wonderful, wonderful thing. But rescue's not for the faint of heart. You'll get your heart broken numerous times because you'll see an animal come in that's injured or ill, and you'll spend time and love and commitment to that animal, and sometimes they don't make it, And then when they are adopted, it tugs at your heart because you've built a relationship with them.
Right.
But at the same time, you know that they're going to a wonderful place. And that means that you can free yourself up to help the next one that comes by.
It's a bittersweet.
Yes, it is.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it is. Rescue is a wonderful thing, but it is very, very emotional.
I'm sure. I'm absolutely sure you're right
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Well, I want to switch gears a little bit, and let's talk about 4th of July. 4th of July is coming
Oh,
up.
yes.
You know what that means.
That's the worst holiday for animals. It's horrible. There is a city ordinance against shooting fireworks off in the city limits, but people don't listen.
Sure.
And your best bet is to bring your animals indoors. And if they are really hypersensitive to loud noises, you may want to sedate them with some products that you can get at the pet stores just to take the edge off a little bit.
Sure.
Turn the TVs on, turn some music on, not blaring, but just some,
A buffer.
right,
Yes,
to
ma'am.
take that noise away, the fireworks.
Yes, ma'am.
And just be with them. And because even if you have a secure fence, sometimes animals find a way to break out if they are terrified. And make sure that they have a microchip, a collar, and an ID tag so that if they are picked up, they can be returned to you.
Yes, ma'am.
If they're not identified, they're going to be picked up as a stray,
Yes, ma'am.
and their stay at the shelter is limited.
Right.
So,
Well, and I want to clarify something here for a second. What you said when I first brought that up about this being the worst holiday for animals.
Yes.
That's not just your personal opinion.
no,
that's
that's
according to
nationwide.
the state. That's according to the nation.
Yes,
More
yes.
animals get
Right,
out
right.
on the 4th of July than any other holiday.
Yes, because unless you're a gun dog that's used to that noise, it's flight. We're going to run away from it, and that's what they will do. I mean, and dogs. Some dogs, especially pit bulls, pit bull mixes, are extremely strong, and they can make way through a fence.
Have you ever had an animal that kind of had a negative reaction to fireworks?
My little Skye Terrier did, and I used a mild sedative for her.
What did it look like for her? I mean, was she shaking?
Oh, she
Was
would shake and she would run and hide someplace in the dark.
Right. I've talked to a lot of people. They say their dog gets under the bed.
Yes,
or
yes, or gets in the closet.
Yes, yes.
Yes, she would get in the closet and get as far back as she could get to try to get away from the noise.
Right.
And so I always sedated her. Yeah, because it's so frightening to them because they don't understand what it is,
Well, how can one get a hold of those sedatives? Is that something you got to go to a vet for?
No, there are calming agents available at Petco,
Okay.
PetSmarts.
Okay.
And you just give them, and like I say, it just takes the edge off a little bit so that they're not knocked out completely.
Very good.
But they're calmer, and And so, yes, you can get them at Petco or PetSmart.
Very good.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
Well, and I wanted to bring that up because you don't want to yuck anybody's yum. You want everybody to be able to celebrate 4th of July, but you also need to keep in mind furry friends, other people's furry family members, and things like that. So no, I think that's a good tip to pass along.
Yes. Oh,
And the music, I think that's a good tip.
Yes.
Creating that kind of
buffer against that sound. Yes. When I leave the house, I always leave the TV on for my dog, because she did suffer from separation anxiety some.
Okay.
And that noise, just somebody talking, seemed to help.
Yes, ma'am.
Although she was still looking for me.
Well, and you told a story, and I guess I'll tell one too. I was young, and it was after 4th of July, and we got up the next day, and the dog was missing. And me as a kid, I mean, that's devastating for a kid.
It is.
Your dog is missing.
Yes, it is.
And he was missing for a while too. And, I mean, luckily he showed back up to the door, but it was one of those things where he had no other option. He somehow escaped the yard, and he was that scared.
Right.
So, I mean, that's something you also need to keep in mind is how devastating waking up the next morning and a pet being gone.
Yes. So, like I say, take them indoors. If you need to sedate them, do it. Turn the TV on, turn some music on, be there for them, because it's terribly frightening for them.
It is.
Yes.
Well, that was really everything that I wanted to talk to you about. Anything coming up here at PAWS that you wanted to pass along?
And we have an event on July the 11th at Petco from 12 to 3, and we will have some of our dogs from our dog dorms, some of our foster dogs, and some of our second chance dogs also there. So y'all come out, join us, come see our beautiful, beautiful animals. Maybe one will just steal your heart.
And make it a friend.
Yes, like this little monkey right here.
Pretty boy.
Yeah, this little monkey.
Pretty boy. All right.
Pretty boy.
Well, I think Pretty Boy is ready for a nap.
Yes.
So thank you so much for doing this. Again, you always have a good tip.
Thank y'all so much. And please, remember, these are living, breathing, feeling beings. Please treat them with kindness.
That's right. Very good. All right. Make sure you check us out next time.